Hey, my name is PolishLynx and welcome to another game that I will be recording at the same time with other games. For this one might actually take much less time. Driftwood, a visual novel. Released like yesterday, I think, for free. So if you want, you can get it as well. Let's begin. Today is a good day. The sound of children frolicking about and adults conversing fills the air, mixing with the aroma of budding flowers and recently cut grass. Okay, cut out the first part, like the first line here, the sound and so on, and conversing, and say only about the aroma, and that is a good day. I don't know, am I the only one that doesn't like to hear children frolicking outside? Or really people conversing too loud? Because usually it's too loud outside. Never mind that. The sun is radiating warm light onto the grassy hilled park area, and a soft rolling breeze inspires the fields of green to sway and dance rhythmically. That sounds nice. Groups of people sit around wooden tables and talk amongst themselves, while others lie and unwind on blankets, letting the stress of their lives leave them off for a short time. It's a perfect place to play soccer or football, not that it's the same freaking thing, or take a cat nap. Unless you are talking about American football. Or like me, you could be waiting to meet with a special someone. Oh, I've been prepping for this day for what seems like weeks. Waiting, thinking, contemplating, wondering how I should greet her, what the first thing we will talk about will be. I even formed a list of questions to ask if the conversation lags. Although I know, no matter how hard I memorize the questions, I will forget them the moment we begin to speak. That sounds like a date. She has the effect on me. The concept of love is gut-wrenching if you really think about it, especially for someone my age. What age are you? I've never had a girlfriend. Oh. And I'm going to be a senior in high school next year. Whoa. That's not good. Well, I mean, it's not terrible, but still. I know, sad, right? Yeah. This feels like my last chance to have a relationship before being swept off into the real world. A small buzz from the phone in my pocket catches me slightly off guard, having been overthinking the whole situation again. I pull the phone out, shading it with my palm as I look down to read the text message. Mom, have a good date, sweetie. I hope you have a great time. Yeah, I'm surprised she didn't actually call and so on. My mother can be such a pain sometimes, always checking up on me and making sure everything is going well. And you'd believe me, I know what does it mean. I had the same troubles back in the day as well. Always calling for no reason. It was weird. I didn't like it. Overprotective is an understatement. Yeah, it was the same in my situation. I sighed, deciding not to answer. Instead, I flicked through my history of messages, rediscovering the text from the night before. Michaela, tomorrow at 2 p.m. near the steakhouse. I glanced down towards the time on my phone, but the sound of my name coming from a familiar voice makes me freeze. Marcus! My heart thumps a little faster and I turn as smoothly as possible. Yes? Hey! Michaela stands a few feet in front of me, but blue eyes meeting my own gaze as we stare at one another clumsily. It takes me a few moments to realize I need to say something, and by then my cheeks are already a heated red. Hey, how are you? Why does she stand like in some kind of fighting stance here? My voice cracks at the very end of my sentence and I feel like I've just been prodded with a hot iron. For Christ's sake, pull it together, man! Michaela doesn't seem to mind my voice creaking towards a high pitch. Instead, she smiles at my embarrassment. I'm doing alright, you? I'm feeling pretty good. She offers me a small smile and looks around, admiring the park's atmosphere before taking in a deep, relaxed breath. So, where do you want to go first? I tilt my head slightly to the side and scratch the back of my neck as I try to remember where in the hell I planned for us to go first. I speedball the first thing that comes to mind, which was an ice cream cart I had passed a few minutes prior. I was thinking, maybe we could grab lunch and get ice cream from somewhere nearby. Maybe in either order. That sounds good to me! I nod, slightly relieved that she seemed to agree with me. I retraced my steps from earlier, now accompanied by Michaela. Michaela. The only girl who's ever showed any interest in me aside from asking for help with homework. That's a sign, man. Go for it. Well, you are already in the progress of that, right? And here we are, on a date, getting ice cream. It sounds lame, but I can't help but smile to myself in disbelief. We ordered 2 cones, one chocolate and the other vanilla. I've always despised chocolate ice cream. I have no idea why, because I will eat chocolate bars or candies without any repugnance. Yeah, I don't understand you as well, man. But the moment it becomes a cold, melting solid, it makes my mouth taste sore just thinking about it. Ugh. I keep my opinions to myself. She's welcome to enjoy what she likes as long as she doesn't make me taste it. Okay. After a moment of silence, Mikael turns to me with a puzzled expression. So, how come you never told me you liked me before? Ow. Well, you know, the question is a little blunt, but I'm forced to answer. I've known Michaela since freshman year and we've always been friends, hanging out and doing stuff with our friend group and such. But over the past few months, I started to develop feelings for her. That sounds interesting. I was just nervous, I guess. I don't like the thought of being rejected. Well, I mean, who does? True, but what made you think I'd reject you? Poor self-esteem, I guess. I've never really gotten anywhere with talking to girls. That's silly. It's just like talking to anyone else. We talk all the time. Doesn't really feel that way, but I know what you're saying. Michaela sighs distantly and shakes her head. I think you're too down on yourself. You're not bad looking, and you've always seemed like a nice guy. Thank you! She pauses and smiles up at me, reaching over to delicately loop her free arm around my own, pulling me to her side. Hey. Besides, I said yes, didn't I? Isn't that enough proof that you have a chance with girls? Well, who cares about other girls at the moment? I wouldn't go on a date with you if I didn't actually think you were a cool guy. Thank you! I nod nervously. The feeling of Michaela's body pressing gently into me is more than enough to reassure me in my doubts, at least on the inside. If you say so. I cough to clear my throat and look towards Michaela with a still uncertain look. So, want to grab lunch uptown? Michaela, unfazed by my uncertainty, simply tightens her arm around my smiling. Sure, I didn't get a chance to get breakfast today, so I'm pretty hungry. I like how environment looks here. And in the park as well, but the city also. Okay, we step out of the green fields of the park and into the hustle and bustle of the busy city streets, which are congested with people walking, biking and driving. We wait at crosswalk, licking at our ice creams and watching humanity go by person by person. What? Go person by person? Probably, maybe something like that. each living his or her own intricate lives, separate from anyone else's yet ultimately connected. And here I am, standing on the side of the street with the girl of my dreams. Well, that developed fast. From like developing feelings for her for the past few months, now she's the girl of your dreams. Huh, interesting. Well, okay. Well, maybe that's an exaggeration, but I do really like Michaela. Good. I was so worried about actually trying to make this work, but in reality, everything is going stupendously, at least for a first date. The crosswalk sign now flashes white and we cross the street and turn, making our way down the sidewalk towards a section of Boston we both know has lots of good restaurants. So we are in Boston. We finish our ice cream and cut down a side street of the main road to shave a few minutes of the walk. We could even beat the lunch rush hour if we hurry. So, what are you feeling like for lunch? I'd say we have a little time before everyone is out grabbing food. Nothing too crazy, maybe just... Uh-oh. Her voice is cut off by the nearly ear-rupturing sound of gunshots in the building ahead of us. 4 repetitive pops that make my body cringe. Michaela's body has the same reaction and she falls silent, eyes wide with terror and curiosity. The street is eerily hushed for the next few moments, making my skin tingle and shiver with suspense. A group of 3 men step out from the building and onto the cement blocks of the sidewalk with a hurried pace. The men are wearing ski masks with body armor strapped across their chests and legs. 2 of them carry briefcases and dive into the car park parallel to the building. Okay, because we have bank here. The last figure, also wearing a mask, bolts out of the building and pauses halfway from the entrance to the vehicle. He glances up the sidewalk and then in the other direction, where his eyes meet ours. He immediately yells something out in the foreign language I can't understand, to which the man in the car responds. In the masked man's right hand is a pistol, in the left is a briefcase. What looks like cringed dollar bills are caught between the leather frame of the case. Oh. I swing in front of Michaela, arms extended to protect the person who means the most to me. I'd never be able to forgive myself if anything was to happen to her. A bank robbery, huh? Those still happen. All goes silent for what seems like an eternity. The foreign-speaking men and I share a long gaze, watching each other's movements, each small action carefully observed. Each breath I take infects my body with an unbearable amount of stress. Sweat trickles down my neck as my extremities grow numb. My body is stiff, motionless aside from my heart breaking, pulsing with adrenaline, heavy as lead and pumping through my veins like thick syrup. And I have an idea for the title of this video. Okay. Michaela, run! I mutter under my breath for Michaela to run. She only responds with a whimper. But... Before I can say anything more, the sound of police sirens can be heard approaching. In response, the man raises his hand, pointing the barrel of the gun towards our heads. Marcus, tell him to stop! The man's fingers tightens around the trigger of the gun. He's decided to kill us! Get down! The sound of the first bullet flying by my head is quickly interrupted by the stinging sensation of pain drilling through my left shoulder. My body jerks back and I'm forced to lean onto Michaela for support as I feel my whole world crumble around me. Why do we not have blood here? How is it that there's no blood? How is it even possible? God damn it. The echo that rings through my ears from the 2 bullets being fired reverberates after the round has already punctured my body. It takes a long while for the sound to dissipate, but once it does, silently settles in and my sight fades to black and grey, my breathing unsteady and shaken. The silence amplifies the pain surging through my body, and I feel like screaming, crying for help, making some kind of noise. But nothing comes out. I can hardly even breathe. I can't do anything. Is this what it feels like to die? The masked man who shot me turns on his heels and runs to the car at the side of the road. Okay, but what happened to Michaela? Slowly but surely my knees buckle and I feel the weight of my body squeezing down through the joints of my legs against the sidewalk. I collapse. Okay, she's alive. My gaze rolls upwards with the last ounce of strength in my body to see Michaela trying to hold me up. A horrified look on her face. Tears streaming down her ashen cheeks. Her mouth is moving. Probably screaming for help. Maybe telling me I'll be okay, or begging for me to say something. Yet I can't hear a thing. My strength is dissipating. My body feels numb. My eyes slowly drift closed as I see black tendrils wavering in my limited vision. My neck goes limp and I manage to catch a glimpse of the blood-coated sidewalk and the street once more. The last thing I see is the car full of the men driving away, escaping the scene of the crime, basically. Not last crime, just crime. Not really just, but the crime. Leaving me to die. That was a lot of blood after all. On that walk. My vision is filled with an empty expanse, which seemingly goes on forever. Is this heaven? It can be. I open my eyes as wide as I can, only to be forced to squint against the brightness of the blaring light which shocks my pupils into shrinking. I blink a few times, trying to recover more of my sight from the wide field ahead of me. Images begin to come in view. Walls, paintings, furniture, and the bed beneath me. As I process what I'm seeing, my hearing returns to me, and I can make out the sound of people speaking. I follow the sound with my eyes. A television sits on the table across the room. It's tuned onto a news channel.
The first shooting this month, leaving 3 dead and 2 injured. Officials suspect that these attacks are linked with local gangs associated with the Mexican drug cartel. We'll update the story when we'll speak with an ex-gang member and his take on the recent events after a short break.
Where the hell am I? I lean forward, motivated to explore my new surroundings, but I'm greeted with a sharp ping that brings a seething pain across my chest, forcing me fully into consciousness. Whining out in agony gains the attention of a man in a turquoise gown I hadn't noticed until now. He's standing beside my bed, pressing me back down to the mattress. At first, I feel threatened and try to break away, but then my sense of smell finally kicks in. The man is wearing latex gloves. The smell of the gloves mixes with the scent of sterile antiseptic wafting about the room. It's unnatural. Based on the man's appearance, the bright light and the bed, I'm in the hospital. And I'm alive. I'm alive? Hey. I think aloud, staring forward at nothing in particular as I unclog the gears of my mind. The man nods, settling me back down to the hospital bed. Yeah, you're alive. I'm alive, this is reality, so that means... Michaela. I quickly dart my eyes upwards towards the man, struggling to keep my words up to speed with my thoughts. What about Michaela, sure? Who? I gag out at the thought of Michaela being dead because of me and I raise my voice to a panic yell. Michaela! Blonde hair, blue eyes, she has to be alive! The doctor leans back in a nearby chair, a quizzical look coming over his scruffy chin face. I think I saw her visiting yesterday. She has a soft voice, very gentle. I let out a sigh of relief, my body collapsing back into my bedding. My sacrifice wasn't in vain then. Yeah, that's her. You're lucky, you know. The doctor chuckled as he scans over a few pages on my patient chart. I looked to him curiously, unsure as to how I lived through the encounter. I could care less how lucky I am. I am overjoyed to just know I'm still breathing and that Michaela isn't hurt. He shows me a small diagram of the human body, a circle drawn on the top of the left shoulder. You cheated death, Marcus, fake! I glanced at him with a slightly unbelieving expression. He offers a smug grin at my cynicism, tapping his pen against his lower lip. The bullet missed your ribcage, lungs, clavicle, and spine by a few millimeters. I'm forced to look back down at the paperwork in disbelief before I instinctively try to take a look at my left shoulder, only to be met with the same sensation of pain from earlier. The doctor sits up, quickly setting my head back down in a comfortable position onto the pillow of the hospital bed. Hesitantly, I kick my legs up. Even if the movement itself is agonizingly painful, I feel a sense of relief run over me again, relaxing me. I'm not paralyzed either. I make the effort to test out my right arm, giving it a slow roll and lifting it slightly before it flops back down over at my side. Just doing that was exhausting, but at least I still have control of my body. We managed to only receive a bit of muscle tissue damage, so we're not going to be able to do much for the next few weeks. Until then, rest. You will need it for when your mother shows up again. She was hysterical when she first visited. Uh-oh. The doctor provides a friendly smirk that can only be returned with my weak smile. Mom. She must have had a mental breakdown when she learned what happened to me. I give the doctor a small nod, peering back down at the diagram once more before he takes it away, stuffing it under his arm. Thank you. It's the most I can say before I feel my head slumping back against the cushion of my bedding in fatigue. I close my eyes, letting myself drift back into unconsciousness. I guess I really did cheat death. God damn it. That's the second possibility. The next morning I wake up to the sight of Michaela sitting at the side of my bed with a troubled look upon her face, staring down at my injured shoulder instantly. I blink a few times, letting the drowsiness of my slumber fade away, before I offer as cheaper and sarcastic of good morning as I can to the girl, in the hopes of cheering her up. Morning! How long have you been watching me sleep? Michaela, startled by my voice, redirects her attention from my shoulder to lock eyes with mine. Marcus, you're okay? Cute! Michaela reaches up to grasp a hold of my hand, nimbly curling her fingers between mine with such ease it makes me feel like they were meant to hold onto each other. Of course, my whole body grows tense and I feel a bit warmer from the nervousness and embarrassment of holding her hand. Yeah, I'm fine. The doctor said it was just a muscle damage or something. I'm really glad you're okay, Fa. I offer an overjoyed smile, happy that I was able to shield Michaela from the villainous bank robbers, even if it meant I had to stick around in this hospital bed for a few weeks. Yeah, I understand you. Hey, you look different in this picture, but still cute. Michaela's face contorts into a teary-eyed, nearly pained smile. I was so worried about you, Marcus! Michaela takes a deep breath, recomposing her gentle-souled self and gives my hand a firm squeeze. How are you feeling? Good. I'm sure that I'll be out of here in no time. Michaela grins happily at my enthusiasm and nods. Well, once you are, I'll have to pay you back for that ice cream. Eh? I was thinking maybe dinner at Les Paliers, whatever that is. Well, a restaurant, but you know, I mean, what kind of restaurant? That's what I meant by whatever it is. Being one of the most expensive and fancy restaurants in Boston, thank you for answering my question, I chuckle, giving her a stern look. I don't think an ice cream is equivalent to a 3-course meal, Michaela. She simply giggles, which brings a smile to my face. Well, we can split the bill if you insist then. Alright, that sounds a little more fair. We just share a small, airy laugh before Michaela's bag lets out a small beep, signaling she has a text message. Naturally, she reaches to check it, reading it over for a moment before a confused and rather annoyed look comes up on her face. Something wrong? Michaela pouts, leaning away from the hospital bed and giving my hand one last squeeze before letting go. My parents want me home right away for something. Well, don't let me hang you up. I'll be here when you manage to get back. I smile reassuringly as Michaela stands up. Speaking of parents, want me to call yours and tell them you're awake? Yeah, that'd be nice. Please, no. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow after school, right? Alright, see you then. As Michaela leaves the room, I glance down at the palm of the hand she was holding and notice that it's palmy as all hell, and that my face feels burning hot. I was extremely nervous through all of that, but somehow managed to pull it off. I mean, Michaela and I have been friends since 9th grade, but not like this. I think regardless of me being stuck in this hospital bed for the next 2 weeks, I'm happy with the fact that I'm still alive and Michaela is safe. I rest my head back down and stare up at the white lights along the ceiling, reviewing everything that occurred over the past few days. Asking Michaela out, the date, getting shocked, the doctor, holding Michaela's hand like that. It's all quite life-changing and well exciting. Within maybe 10 minutes of me chaos leaving my room's door crashes open and my mother hurls herself at me like a ragdoll, nearly crushing my already damaged shoulder in the process. Why am I not surprised that would happen? I mean, yeah, that's probably what most mothers do. I mean, even if you are injured, they would do something like that, and that would bring, well, maybe even worse injuries. Basically, that would worsen injuries, that's true. My baby! My baby! Oh my god. I know it was said she was overprotective, but if she is calling still him my baby, then it's a whole different level after all. I spot my father over my mother's shoulder, even her smothering into me like I'm stuffed animal. It's good to see you too. After about 5 minutes of my mother crying and squeezing me to death, she finally pulls away enough for me to speak without being muffled. And I ask to call the doctor because I think the wound is reopened after what happened just a second ago. I'm fine. Didn't the doctor tell you that? Well, you know how your mother always overreacts. Yeah, I know. My dad smiles at my mother, teasing her, which she ignores. Honey, is there anything we can do for you? Can we get you anything? I shake my head, feeling pretty content with the surrounding of my comfy hospital room. I'm alright, just a little hungry. Sorry to put you guys through so much worry. The two of them smile weakly at my apology. You had me worried to death, but we're glad you're doing okay. She glanced over to my dad for a moment, and they share a questioning look, as if they are silently debating something. Eventually, she turns back to me and places a hand on my leg, as if to comfort me. Anyway, we have exciting news! News? It's going to be 8 of change, that's for sure. Huh? The hell is she talking about? Remember when you were complaining about how crappy your school was? What? No. Why do I have a very bad feeling about this? Listen, don't destroy the happiness I have right now, please. Yeah, no. I tilt my head at least until I feel the jolt of pain that makes me bend it back properly once again. Well, we decided that it's in our best interest to transfer you to a new school. Hey? What? We take our concerns about your education very seriously, so we had been looking for a better school over the past few months, and you were accepted to this one just a few weeks ago. I'm not interested anymore, damn it! We plan to wait on telling you to surprise you in the summer. Surprise me? More like kill me inside! But we figured now would be the best time to hopefully cheer you up. Cheer me up! I just got a girlfriend from that school! I don't need to move on! Oh, God damn it! You're going to be a boarding school. Isn't that great, honey? I look at my father with a puzzled expression. Is this some kind of joke or something? No, sweetie, we're serious. Besides your education, we think that it's very important that you are staying safe. And obviously the city is no longer safe, you are getting shot up on the street. In fact, we would move, but we are not financially in a position to just up and leave. So why not the second best thing? I give her the look. It was a freaking accident. The city is safe. There have been almost 6 shootings just this month, Marcus. I turn my attention back to my father, hoping he will at least back me up on this. Your mother is right, Marcus. As much as I know you don't like change, we want the best for you. Dude! He just got a girlfriend! And I have no say in this change. We know you will love the school once you get the time to check it out. No, that's bullshit. Here, you can even check the website on my phone, okay? It's just a website. She leans forward, nearly pushing the phone to my face, emphasizing the point that her decision has already been made. I growl lowly at both of them and take the phone, frustrated immensely by this. I just blankly stare at the screen, not actually reading any of the text due to my revulsion of the entire subject. A school transfer. because my mom is worried that I'm going to be a victim of another incident if I stay in the city. Boston has always been a safe city, at least for the most part, and now just because of one incident my mother decides it's the best for me to switch schools. To a boarding school no less, which means I won't be home for most of the year, only on the holidays. There isn't a reason why I can't just stay in the city and continue going on with my life, dating Michaela, graduating next year, possibly finding a job for this summer. The concept of changing my life is repulsive. I finally feel like I've gotten a solid foothold on the direction I'm heading in, and they want me to change that. But my parents don't budge on the argument, so I decide to change the subject just to keep myself from getting too frustrated. Seriously, you should fight your way through this, man. What's wrong with you? They don't leave the hospital on my side until I've drifted off to sleep for the night. You should pretend that you are drifting into sleep and then run away from the hospital. That's just my opinion. Alright, so I guess this is the next day. Let's end the episode here. Wow, I mean, that was something I didn't expect. That's for sure. And, well, I guess that most definitely killed him a little inside. Oh man, I don't even want to know what he must felt like, to be honest, after that. He finally got himself a girlfriend, and they will be away for themselves, and it might even end up in a breakup. Well, that won't be nice. That won't be nice. Alright, as I said, let's end it here. Hope you enjoyed it, and hope to see you in the next episode tomorrow. Bye bye.